everyone? I'm Melissa Smith, author of Theory of Rebellion and soon to be many more books. And this is the Black Alternative Author Show, where we talk about issues that concern blacks, alternatives, and creatives. And today I chose the subject of the I think someone just leaked it. Like, the what if where Miles Morales is Thor. That could have been awesome. That's not. Okay, my mind is running 1,000 miles per hour, and I'm like, my thoughts are not together. I just kind of pages from this new comic has been leaked, and I'm not sure if the comic came out, but I know some people have seen some pages, and it's nobody's happy about it. I did see one comment saying that if Stan Lee was still alive, this would happen. And the whole thing is nothing but, let's get as many stereotypes for Black, Latino, American, and this will be his whole personality. Like, they could have did something pretty awesome with this, but they did that. And the hardest part about it is that, like, it's insulting for both Black culture, Latino culture, and Norse culture. How do you turn Asgard into a ghetto? And why does he have to live in the ghetto just because he's Black and Latino? Like, this is gonna be cool, and I have a son, I have nephews, and like, they did this. Like, well, they didn't start off doing this, but even just turning him into a Spider-Man character was just a blackified Spider-Man, a colorified Spider-Man. It's just made no sense at all. It didn't work, at least for the community that they were marketing to, because all they did was use stereotypes. It's terrible. And then there are so many wonderful things they could have did with Thor, with a Black Thor, a colored Thor. Like, Latino culture and Black culture both have origins in Africa. If you wanted an electrified Black god, you could have went with Shango. Like, we have gods, you know that, right? Like, you could, no, they don't. People don't know this. Even though Marvel should know this, because, I mean, Storm is modeled after one of Shango's wives with the thunder power. Like, you didn't even have to really give it to Miles. You could have gave it to Azari. You could have gave it to Spike, which would have probably made just as much sense as giving it to Miles, but whatever. Miles is the more popular one, probably because he's the blackified Spider-Man. Everybody knows Spider-Man. That was just weird. My other big discrepancy with this is that the What If series was pretty awesome. Like, especially like the Captain Carter. Like, was it Captain Carter? Yes, Captain Carter. It made sense for for that timeline to be created. Hey, what's up? So, Thor is thousands of years old, as far as I know. He's a god. Like, he's from a whole nother dimension. Why? How? Well, not a dimension, realm, which I see as a dimension, but not really a dimension. I don't know how. But how do you cross Miles with Thor? Like, it made no sense. And how do you get that storyline? How do you change up all of Asgard? What happened in the past? Or what happened to alter the timeline from Thor being Thor to Miles being the Thunder God? And if Miles is the Thunder God, then why are you making it like a modern New York instead of Asgard being an ancient magical science city in another realm? Which you could have most definitely went with Afrofuturism, because it's not like Marvel hasn't done that before. That's what Wakanda is. Afrofuturism. You could have made another Afrofuturism. Oh my god, that would have been beautiful. Like, speaking of that, the what if with T'Challa. I can't talk today. With T'Challa being Star-Lord, like, that made sense for the timelines to be created like that. They took the wrong kid. They were about the same age. He shows up and takes the wrong kid. Makes sense, right? How does Miles take the place of Thor? Like, you could have found another. Groot would have made more sense. He's an ancient demigod. I don't understand. Now to my other rant. I'm gonna move on from that rant to my other rant. If you wanted black representation in your company for what you do, you could have hired one of the thousands of black comic book authors out there who already have black characters that actually represent real black people, instead of trying to mush them all in together into one weird thing. There was something else that was like that. I can't remember what it was. Probably because it was stupid. Like, you just make a stereotype out of everything. And then, you know what, we gotta actually blame our own society for that, because we hold ourselves up to these stereotypes anyway. This is half the reason why the black alternative scene is a thing. Like, we have to actually go out of our way to say that we are here, that we exist, because people don't believe that and people of color would be into anything outside of rap. The whole idea of being a superhero in the type of city that he's in, they didn't make him a stereotype when they made him that way. He was an individual. He wasn't just a defined stereotype. So, but that's what Miles is. And it's sad coming from Marvel, a comic book publisher who made a whole series based off the civil rights movement, and making a point to say that these people are individuals and that they should have the rights of other people despite what bigotry is out there, and then years later come up with this mess. Like, how? Why? Hopefully this doesn't see any more. Like, they don't actually publish this after the backlash they've gotten, because everything I've seen on it is horrible. Like, I put in Miles Morales Thor, and the first thing that came up was Miles Morales Thor racist.